I just thought of this. What if my grass isn't perking up despite me watering it because I've been over-watering it? I have been putting about 15 ounces at a time. Yeah, this morning I put 22 ounces of water in there. And I usually put about 30 ounces of water per day. So 15 ounces in the morning and 15 ounces before I go to bed. So I'm thinking it's probably not like ping, because I've been putting too much water in it despite it being moisture controlled. So I'm going to try let it dry out. I'm not going to water it tonight. I just put like a quarter of an ounce in, I think. Just a few sprays. And I came up with that idea. So I'm not going to water it tonight. And I'm just going to see how well it fares in the morning. Maybe make a video of clipping it, harvesting it. I think my theory for overwatering might be correct, because there is slightly more water in this drainage pot than I originally had. It was going down, but now it seems to have gone up just a little bit. I got this new 2.5 gallon water jug, and I was refilling my bottle. It was going slower and slower and slower because no air was getting into it. So I was encountering negative pressure. So I was looking around for a valve somewhere or a hole when I found this little circle on the thing that says pierce here. So that's what I'm going to do to give it some pressure. I thought, why not put the hole here, and that way when I tip it up I can get a full 2.5 gallons. But if I get a full 2.5 gallons, that means when I tip it back down, the water will probably come up to the hole and spill out. So they probably place it here for a reason. I'm using I think it's a galvanized nail. So now that hole is pierced. Let's see if it does any better. Oh yes, like Niagara Falls. Excellent. I also got 2 LED light bulbs from Home Depot for like $7. They are daylight temperature, 100 watt equivalent, 15 watt actual LED light bulbs. So I'm gonna put them in my ceiling and then see how much brighter the room gets, because the ones in the ceiling I think are, I don't know what they are, but they're not daylight temperature. They might be 15 watts light bulbs, which those are, but I think they're just daylight temperature. I'm going to change out the light bulbs now to 100 watts. I guess this here is about the closest I'm going to get to getting the correct lighting in my room. The color is off, but the lighting is correct. So since I have the exposure level the same, I'm going to turn off the light, and it'll probably show the same brightness. Nope, it's brighter on camera than it is in real life. So I'm going to change out those LEDs up there for the 100 watt bulbs. These are 9 watts, 800 lumens, so the ones I'm about to put in are a little bit more than twice the brightness. Oh yeah, these are heavier too. They feel almost twice as heavy. It almost feels like I'm holding a foot-long flashlight. Well, not that heavy. Not quite. Now, if only I can remember which way I orient. I think I did it this way. Yeah, I had to have done it that way because the light bulbs won't allow it to spin. Should I have it the diamond symmetrical in my room, or should I have it aligned with the light bulb for even light distribution? I'm hoping you can hear me. Let's go for even light distribution for now. Let's turn them on and see how much it improved. Holy crap! They call it daylight for a reason. Now the color on camera matches the color of the room. So for an example, that's the lights, that there is the light that warm white gives off. And that's the light that daylight gives off. It's like a very, very, very dim sun in here. I'm thinking it'd probably been a little bit nicer if I went with the cooler white. Like the setting between daylight and warm. If I should have gone somewhere in the middle. Or if it'll just take some time to get used to this blue. I'm thinking I should probably get the natural light, like have it illuminate my grass, and that way my grass will get the whole light spectrum to help it grow, and just put it in the lamps right there, because that's where the yellow light is coming from, is those lamps. I'm liking the brightness of the blue. I'm definitely liking the brightness. I think I just have to get used to the blue. It's very much like daylight, just a very dim daylight. I wonder how many watts daylight would have to use to achieve like a 2000 watt equivalent. Be like a 100-watt LED light bulb, I don't know. I'd like to see that though. Kind of. It'd have to be it would have to be dissolved, distributed, dissipated, whatever you call it when you it'd have to have a shade so that it's not. Oh, I wonder if I can make it brighter by taking off the shade. Trust me, it looks better with the shade. It is a little bit brighter without the shade, but it looks more like a interrogation spotlight on the room without the shade. Don't like it. Much more distributed with the shade on. I'm going to see if I can get used to it, and I'm definitely going to buy a box of these lights to get the same brightness, but somewhere between like a warm and daylight color, like a bright yellow-ish thing. Whatever. So that's what my room looks like now. It's probably also worth taking note that I'm only showing you this area of my room and how the light affects it, because my floor is far too dirty for me to show it on YouTube. I don't mind showing my dirty room on YouTube, but my floor during our move and packing and cleaning and whatnot, it's too much. I'm outside my apartment, just showing a little comparison. On the right there, you can see the yellow light with those blinds. See how dark those blinds are? That's my mom's room. And there you can see my white lights with the blinds. See how much brighter those blinds are compared to those blinds? Well, it's kind of the same light I was using. I'm not sure what light she's using, but my blinds are almost as dark as those, and now look how bright my blinds are. So I walked into my room from the rest of my dark apartment where there's almost no lights turned on, and I felt like I was walking into the daylight coming out of a movie theater. I've also noticed something else. The lighting on my face is a lot better. If you look back at my previous videos when I've got those lights on, there we go, those lights on, and I was using the light from my laptop to illuminate my face, this almost does the job entirely. I've just noticed I've been looking at the screen this entire time. But yeah, these upper lights, the 100 watt equivalent ones, are much better. I almost don't need a light box, but a light box would be a good idea, but an even better idea would be a Canon 80D. I really want Canon to come up with 4K for their next camera, but I heard they're not going to do a 90D, so just have to find a camera that does 4K and has really good low light pickup. That's all I need, is 4K and low light pickup. And then I just need software that will handle the 4K, because my computer can. It's a Intel i7 Skylake with a GTX 980M graphics card and 16 gigs RAM. And I've got, well, it's irrelevant, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11 terabytes of storage. As I said, it's irrelevant, but it's a neat little interesting thing to point out. But this is amazing. So bright. Sky conditions are looking clear, Captain. Like, I can just be anywhere. And, yeah. Excellent lighting distribution. Even better if I didn't know. I look like an Irish person. No offense, Irish people. I'm really excited about this light. It's like everything is so bright. There is a tint of green in it, though. I can tell that. It has a tint of green. So either they didn't get the science and technology of this light right during engineering, or sunlight does not have a tint of green. No, they just didn't get the science and technology and engineering of this light bulb right. But it might be because I got one of the cheapest light bulbs that there is. It was like $7. So I'm going to get the bright yellow, like the stage between warm yellow and daylight. I'm going to get that one and see how that works. Because the daylight does have a green tint. I don't know. I like it a lot better than the light bulbs I had in. My new light bulbs are so bright, I had to turn my laptop brightness up from 50 to 75. It has a brightness level of 1 to 100, and I had to go from 50 to 75 to see it better with the brightness of these new bulbs.